Hello everyone. Before the main explanation of the fifth model, functions, I would like to explain the practicum objectives first. First, understand the use of functions in the C language. Second, understand the structure of functions in the C language. Third, be able to differentiate types of function parameters in the C language. Fourth, be able to create programs using functions in the C language. Hello everyone. Before we discussing about the main topics, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Ersha Anandita Larasati with assistant code SHA. Okay, the first library we are going to talk is about stdio.h, which stands for Standard Input Output. stdio.h is a header files. The definition is a set of standard library functions. The function example are scanf, printf, and gets. You can get input from the user using scanf and gets. But what is the difference? The difference is scanf cannot detect input after white space, but you can get string input after white space using gets. For printf, you can use printf for getting string output or other kind of output in terminal in the string output. Okay, I already made a short bio program. Okay, let's run it. I'll enter my name, and enter my age, and my hobby is playing basketball. Okay, this is my short bio. Well, why after white space there is no input? Because I'm using scanf. Well, my explanation already proved with this output. While we getting correct output from the other variable, such as name and age. Now we are going to discuss about string.h library that used for string manipulation. We are going to talk about three functions from string.h library. The first one is string copy that used for copies a string. The second one is string length that used for calculates the length of a string. The third one is string compare that used for compares to string. Okay, I already made a simple program that used three functions that I already mentioned before. The first one is copy string. I already declare the fixed string using char hello.com. Now, I declare empty variable destination. We are copying the source string and then paste it into destination variable. This one. For string length, we are getting the length from source variable and then declare the output using printf. For compare string, the first one, I compare the first string and the second string using string compare. If the result is true, then string 1 is the same as string 2. If that false, then the output is string 1 is not the same as string 2. For the second logic, I comparing string 1 and string 3. If the result is true, then string 1 is the same as string 3. But if the output is false, string 1 is not the same as string 3. Okay, let's run the program. Okay, the result of string copy. This is the copied variable from the source variable. This is the length from the string, and then this is string 1 is not the same as string 2, since string 1 stands for hello and string 2 stands for taskcall. And string 1 is the same as string 3. Why is that? String 1 stands for hello, and string 3 stands for hello also. Okay, thanks. Discussing about std.h library that related to program utility and functions. The first one, number conversion. The example are a toy that converts string to integer, and atop is for string to float conversion. And for utility function, the example are the first system CLS for clearing the terminal output screen, and system pause for pausing the program until you press any keys, and then exit 0 for exit the program. Okay. Now I want to convert string to integer using a toy, and then after getting output from this string, I'm using system pause and system CLS to clearing the string above and replace it using this. Okay, and then I'm using a top to convert string to float. And then I'm using system pause again. After pressing any key, there is two choice. If you type 1, you will be exit the program. If you input other than 1, then you will return to the main. Okay, now we need to input any key to continue. Now, okay, using system CLS, the string before is cleared. Then the string convert to float. Then we press any key, maybe enter. And then we need to type 1 to exit, but I don't want to exit yet. So I type 0. And then we return to the main program. Okay, if I type 1, then the program will end. Now, I would like to discuss about a MathH library that provides basic mathematical functions, such as trigonometric, square root, and pole for exponentiation. Now, let's begin to the main program. First, I declare the degree is 30 and radian, which we want to convert to radian from degree, multiply by pi and divide by 180. And then we count the sin value, cos value, and tan value from radian using this function, sin, cos, and tan. And then the square root from the 18 for this number. And then using pole, the base is 2 and the exponent is 3, then the result must be 8. Now, this is for the output. Dot 2 and F, it's the meaning of that is two number behind. This is the two number behind the point. Then we getting this output. The angle in degree is 30 and the radian that already count from the formula. Okay, and then the square root from 18 and 2 raised to the power. Okay, I I think this is, I just need the output once. Okay, so that is for math.h library. Explain the ctype.h library. The function is for manipulating and checking character. The first one is digit. Is the character is a digit. The second one is alpha. Is the character a letter? And topper for converting character. The topper convert character to uppercase and tolover convert character to lowercase. Now I already declare a single variable for any char when that any char is a letter, then the isupper will check the character. If the character is uppercase, if the character is uppercase, then it will be converted using the lower. If the character is lowercase, then the character will convert it to uppercase using the upper. If the character is digit, then there will an input that the character is a digit. I think we don't need to learn this. This is enough. Okay. If the output is other than logic above, then the character is an undefined character in this program. Okay. Now let's run it. Any character. I'm using lowercase character. Okay. The character is converted to uppercase using Tauber. Now I try to run it once again, and I will try uppercase. See that the character is uppercase. And then I try to run it again once, and I will put the digit input, and 1 is a digit. Now I'm trying to put an undefined character. Okay, and the output is an undefined character in this program. Now we are going to discuss about time.h library, which the functions is for manipulating time and date. The time returns the current date, the clock returns the CPU time used by the program, and diff time returns the difference between two times. First, we declare the needed library, and then data type time underscore t and clock underscore t to count the difference between two times. And then for the result, I'm using elapsed time variable using double type data and CPU time using double type data. And then we counting the current time using time, and then for the CPU time using start clock time. And then I'm simulating a 5-second delay using sleep.1 and then loop for loop from uni.std.h and then I declare the end time using time, and then for the CPU time using clock, and then for the elapsed time I'm using diff time for the return the current time, and then for the CPU time used, first I'm subtract the end clock time and the start clock time, and then convert it to double type data, and then I divide them to clocks per second. And then we output the calculation. Let's run it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, the real elapsed time is 5 seconds, and the CPU time used is 5.07 seconds. Why is different? Because the CPU time also counting the time that needed to process the program. So that's why it's different.
Hello, my name is Aurelia Kanikesha with assistant code AKK. Now I want to describe about function. So function are very useful subprograms in programming, especially for developing large and complex programs. So by using the function, we can organize code into smaller, easier to understand, and more manageable parts. Uh, for example, of using this function is calculating the area of the rectangular prism or something about the calculating. So by defining the prism area formula in function, we only need to write it once and can call it the function whenever needed without having to write it repeatedly in the main program. So first is a global variable. So the global variable is the variable that we can declare outside the function. And then the second is actual parameters. So the actual parameters is a value reference give to function when the function is called. And then next, formal parameters. So the formal parameters is a variable that declared in the function header and used to receive the value of the actual parameters when the function is called. And then next, the local variables. So the local variables are the variables that declared inside the function. So in X and in Y is the global variables, and then plus X and Y is actual parameters that we can call when the function is calling. And next, the formal parameters is in A and in B. And then next, the local variables in result for call the result of this function. We can run it. Okay, first number we can add 4, and then the second is 5. Okay, number is automatically counted by the function like that. So when writing a function, a name or identifier is given formal parameters. Input the value that are also given a name and the type is explained. And the type of the function is declared. Function can be created before or after writing the main program. So we can see it. If created after writing main, you must write the function prototype and at the top of the programs. So this is the example. If we writing function after the main programs, we need the function prototype and then actual parameters, formal parameters, and the return value. Okay, this is the example. So first, we can write in count for the function prototype, and then total and discount for the actual parameters, and then in count in X and in Y for the formal parameters, and then return discount underscore cost for the return value. We can run it. Okay, we can enter the actual cost. For example, 20,000, and the discount is 10%. Okay, this is automatically count the discount of the actual cost. Next, if we write function before playing the programs. So if the function written before the main function, then the function prototype is not needed. This is because the compiler already recognized the function when reading the main function. For example, this is the formal parameters and return value right on the top before the main programs. And then in the main programs, we need the actual parameters. We didn't need the prototype function because the compiler already recognized the function when reading the main function. And we can see it, the example of this program. Okay, this is in count in x and in y for the formal parameters, and then return this count for the return value, and then total discount is actual parameters. Okay, we try it to run. We want to see if the result is same than before. So we add 20,000 and then 10% discount. Okay, the result is same. Okay, I think that's all about the function. Thank you.
Void function. A void function is a function that does not return a value. Void functions are used to perform certain tasks without returning a result to the caller. They are often used to perform action such as printing output, changing the value of global variable, or modifying parameter passed by the pointer. Uh, and we have an example. Maybe let's go to stare to the example program. First, we enter the standard library studio.h, and then we created a void function with call number. If uh, if a is greater than 0, the output is positive. If a is less than 0, the output is negative. Else, else we print 0. And in the main function, we declared integer x where we will input a number. Then we call void number to determine whether the number we entered is positive, negative, or 0. Uh, let's just try the program. Um, First, we will enter the number of 2, then the output is positive. If we are going to enter the number minus 10, then the output is negative. And last, if we input the number of 0, the output is 0. Thanks.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Dharma Algani with assistant code GAN. And now we will talk about recursive. What it is? Recursion is an algorithm that calls itself. An algorithm with recursion is called recursive. Recursive has some component it base and recurrence. What is the key terms in recursive that best meaning condition that will help the recursive process, and recurrence command that will call the recursive algorithm itself. In this case, the procedure or function. And here the basic code from recursive. This the includes studio.h like basic basic code in C. This we must added a number to input at here, and we will scan %d and x and input the number at here, and after that will be have output or after we add some number. And here the base, the if n equal 1 or n equal 0, it will return to 1. And the code it will discontinue. And if uh, this component not clear, we will the code will write n less than 1, return n multiple n factorial n means 1. That mean recurrent function from the code. Uh, the code will continue until the n will same equal 1 or n equal 0. Why this code is same? At here we will see what the difference from two both of here. This so make complex than recursive because it will uh, have meaningful and have useful for more number, but this it will make more simple. And that's from me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.